Okay, let's try this over again. I'm KHU11 digital anchor Brandy Smith, and if you've been sticking with us so far, you know that Megan Thee Stallion was just named one of the headliners for the Final Four, or the March Madness music festival that's going to be starting on March 31st. She's going to be the headliner that day. Here's the tweet from Rolling Stone announcing her return to the stage for the first time this year. So it's a really special moment for her to return home. She's going to headline the AT&T block party on March 31st, but this is part of a 3-day event. And I want to say last week we got a look at who some of the other acts will be. Now we know who's going to be at the AT&T block party. That's going to be Megan Thee Stallion, as well as some other acts. Here are some of the headliners for the other days. I'm going to pull this super off really fast so you can read all of the names. On Saturday, we have Maggie Rogers and Lil Nas X. The Capital One Jam Fest will feature Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, Mickey Guyton, and Little Big Town. Sorry, the bug's over that too. Let me see if I can pull them all off. There you go. So we haven't filled in that graphic, but we do know that Megan Thee Stallion will perform on March 31st. A couple details. So here's the schedule for what the festival is going to look like. You will need a different ticket than to FanFest. Now, all of it is free. You can register at that website that's on your screen right now, NCAA/March Madness/Music Fest. You can also go to KHOU.com/Final Four. We have all of this information, as well as so much more about the lead up to the Final Four in Houston on that part of our website. But here's what you need to know. So the music festival is going to run on Friday, March 31st from 4 to 10, Saturday, April 1st from 2:30 until 9, Sunday, April 2nd from 2:30 until 10. Giving you another look at some of those headliners, we do know there are going to be other acts. These 4 folks, for example, on Sunday aren't going to fill up that entire time slot. The 2 on Saturday aren't going to fill up that whole concert time. So we are expecting more announcements as we get closer to the event. One more reminder, go register. Get your free ticket if you want to be a part of this concert series. Some other notes, here's what you can bring to the concerts, to FanFest. Leave that up for a second. Here's what you cannot bring. And there is no concealed or open carry. All of this is part of FanFest, which is all a part of the NCAA Men's Final Four happening in Houston at NRG Stadium. And so ahead of this big announcement that Megan Thee Stallion is headlining the March 31st component, the block party, AT&T block party of the March Madness Music Festival, I'm going to share a story that Lauren Tallarico did when we learned those first acts. But if you're watching us on Facebook, watching us on YouTube, let me know what you think of the acts so far.
If there is one thing Houston knows how to do, it's put on a party. And we'll be putting on another big one at the end of the month, which includes the March Madness Music Festival at Discovery Green.
And this is actually going to be the 3rd time we're doing the event at Discovery Green.
Rachel Dowie is the Vice President of Events for Warner Brothers Discovery. Those plans include picking the music lineup. This year's concerts will span over 3 days, starting Friday, March 31st. We learned the acts for the final 2 days. On Saturday, Maggie Rogers and Lil Nas X perform. On Sunday, it's Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, Little Big Town, and Mickey Guyton. We still don't know who will play Friday. That's to come next week.
It's a good time. It's family friendly. It's free.
And it's not just music, but a free Ferris wheel, lots of food and beverage options, including a cantina, and more.
Let us in!
For planning, here's what you can't bring. No guns at all. Also, certain bags, including backpacks, large purses, seat cushions, and fanny packs. But you can bring certain clear plastic bags and clutch purses.
Houston, let's go!
Although it's free, you do need to register for tickets. Saturday, April 1st is already up for grabs. The other days will open later on this month.
It's a great place to come. I think we're all really looking forward to being back.
So Lauren did that story last week when we got those first names in the lineup. This morning we know Megan Thee Stallion is the headliner for March 31st. Again, this is her first performance so far this year. She released a statement saying, "There is no place I'd rather be for my performance of the year, first performance of the year, than my hometown of Houston. The AT&T Block Party concert is going to be such a vibe, and I can't wait to get back on stage in the city where it all began. I'm looking forward to seeing my hotties and putting on an unforgettable show for them." Here's another look at the other names: Lil Nas X, Maggie Rogers, Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, Little Big Town, Mickey Guyton. You can register for these tickets. They are free, but you have to register for them. We have all of this information and so much more on this section of our website. You just go to khou.com/Final4. You can dig deeper. We have links to anything you need, information about FanFest, information about the games, information about what you can bring, and information about all of the events leading up to the games. And I want to talk about those right now because a really important one, you can see it on the homepage of Final Four in Houston, comes from Maria Aguilera.
Backwards. Look where you're going.
These young athletes are getting ready for their spotlight as the city of Houston gears up to host the Final Four. They want to show people what they've got. They are the Hot Wheels, a youth wheelchair basketball team with Tier Memorial Herman. These kids will get to play leading up to the Final Four in front of a massive crowd at NRG Stadium.
I'm like kind of shy about it, so I'm like happy and like kind of scared at the same time. Because like there's like gonna be so many people screaming.
Lily Terrell says she hopes other kids like her get inspired to join adaptive sports.
It's kind of nerve-wracking, but I think it's a great way to show people and teach them about wheelchair basketball.
Oliver Cunningham says he loves the competitiveness. His mom says she couldn't be prouder of this team.
For them to have an opportunity to go and just show other people what they're capable of is really exciting.
So when we talk about Final Four,
Their coach, Peggy Turner, has worked with athletes with disabilities for more than 30 years.
I think when the public comes out and looks, they're going to go, oh, look at those cute little kids in chairs. In a matter of moments, they won't see the wheelchair, they'll see the competition at hand.
She was recently recognized by the NCAA with the Legends and Legacy Award as one of 5 Houstonians who've made a positive impact on the community. These kids are practicing for more than just the Final Four. They've got their own national tournament in a few weeks.
And like I'm happy about that we going.
I mean, that's very exciting. I mean, going from a team that never won any games to a first-year team who started winning games, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Resilient is how their coach describes them. For now, practice continues, not only to put on a good show, but to see how far they make it as a team. Maria Aguilera.
That's it, perfect.
KHOU 11 News.
Those games are slated to start on Friday, March 31st. Again, if you go back to khou.com/Final4, you can find all of that information. Another event leading up to the games, a run. Here's Stephanie Simmons with a little more about that.
As Houston prepares to celebrate the biggest weekend in college basketball, some of the fun will be off the court and on the street.
And for this event, you'll need to swap your basketball shoes for running shoes.
It's a fun run. We want everybody in the community to come out, walk, run, whatever it means for you to participate.
The race starts at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, April 1st, right next to City Hall.
As for the route, runners start on Walker just west of Smith and head east.
Participants will then head south on Louisiana, west on Dallas, which turns into Allen Parkway, a quick U-turn at Waugh, back down Allen Parkway into downtown, a sharp left on Bagby, then back to Walker for the finish.
It's amazing, fun opportunity that also is helping support an amazing group here in our community called Girls on the Run of Greater Houston. So a portion of the proceeds will go to them.
Girls on the Run is an after-school program for girls 3rd through 8th grade. And what we are is a positive youth development that incorporates physical activity to it. Funding that comes from partnerships like this go towards sponsoring our scholarships and making sure that no girl is turned away because of the inability to pay for the program.
When Houston hosted the Final Four in 2016, the city set an NCAA record for the biggest attendance at the 4-miler with 2,500 participants. This year, they hope that number is even bigger. Participants will get a medal, a t-shirt, and a free ticket to the men's Final Four Fan Fest. And of course, bragging rights when you cross the finish line.
If you are just joining us, it is because this announcement just dropped a little before 9:30 on this Friday morning. Rolling Stone reporting that Megan Thee Stallion is coming to Houston. She was going to be headlining the March Madness Music Festival ahead of the Final Four here in Houston. Some of the other names on this lineup: Maggie Rogers, Lil Nas X, Tim McGraw, Keith Urban, Little Big Town, and Mickey Guyton. But bringing all of this, organizing all of this, coordinating all of this takes a lot of work. And Rekha Mudaraj met one woman who helped make it all happen.
It is crunch time.
Rachel Kwan knows what it takes to plan one of the biggest events to land in Houston, the NCAA Final Four.
It's not my first rodeo. It's my fifth Final
How does
Four
it feel
rodeo.
the 5th time around?
It feels great.
From her first time in 2011 in Houston to 2016, then in 2019 in San Antonio to last year in New Orleans, Kwan, who's the VP of External Operations for the Houston Local Organizing Committee, says she's figured out the formula for success.
You need to have a lot of patience. But I would also say, more than anything, you have to be just really good at relationship. And that's been really important to me, is to kind of build those relationships through the years.
Planning the surrounding events takes an entire year, from the community initiatives like Read to the Final Four, Fan Fest, the Free Music Festival, and the Dribble event. She has some pro tips for locals who plan to come out.
Look up your favorite place to park, make sure you know how to navigate getting there. When they announce the music festival acts, so it is free, but you've got to register ahead of time to make sure you are able to be a part of that concert series.
The perks of the job? Kwan has a front seat to the biggest moments in the tournament. Well, most of the time.
I was in the stadium and got a notice that there was some need out in the parking lot, that there was something I needed to go see, and I went out to the parking lot.
For the championship!
All of a sudden, I just saw people jumping up and down in the background and realized that shot, the famous last-second buzzer beater shot, had gone off, and everybody was in the stadium having a great time, and I was out in the parking lot. But anyway, that's the job, right? You go where you're asked to go.
Rekha Mudaraj, KHOU 11.
I gotta say, I was at that game just by chance. A friend texted about an hour before the game and said, "Do you want tickets?" Heck of a moment to be there. So we can't wait to see what happens in this year's Final Four. All the Cinderella stories. Selection Sunday is this Sunday. You can watch it on CBS here on KHU 11. And you can also join us for all of our coverage, all of the events leading up to that weekend, the weekend itself. I'm going to leave you with the real MVPs. Have a great day.
Yo, come on, Houston. It's our time to dance, baby. Throw them H's up. Let's go.